I didn't become an artist to become a follower. I became an artist to become myself. One of the things that I like about my process is every once in a while I veer off and do something hands-on, and it's never as engaging to me to do. I mean, I kind of get bored, I lose interest, so I go back to the airbrush time and time again because it's so gripping to me, and I'm so engaged in what I'm doing. I can't paint life is short, and I'm going to be 80 in a couple of months. So why would I waste my life if I'm not happy with what I'm doing? So I just do what I want. And to me, once I figured out the airbrush, I said, this is it. And though I have, over the years, worked many different ways, I always come back to the airbrush because of that. All paintings are abstract. First, some paintings don't get past the abstraction, but when I was a student, I was taught to be an abstract expressionist, and I never outgrew it. It's the way that I look at shapes and lines and tonalities and colors on a canvas. It's always abstract first, subject matter second. The foot kiss, exactly. That was one of the hardest paintings I ever had to complete. I could not solve the fucking problem, and it drove me nuts because sometimes a painting goes straight from the beginning to the end. And sometimes it takes a lot of detours. This one took a lot of detours, and when I finally fell over the solution, I was done in 10 minutes after weeks. Pussy paintings. I have done tons of these. What I did is I got a whole bunch of canvases and I painted a different color underneath for the base coat. And because I wanted to see with the black and white, it's a little transparent. Acrylic paint is not opaque paint. It's a little transparent, translucent. And so I wanted to see if the undercolor influence and how much it influenced what the end result was. When you see them all together, you can kind of figure it out: warm, cool, reddish, greenish, bluish. And those are from that series. Even the ones that don't use an undercolor, my black is chromatic. It's made out of 3 or 4 different colors. There's no actual black in it. It just mixes up to a black-like color. And I think that's very important because I think of myself as a painter who uses color. I may be alone in the world in that, but that's how I think of it. The series is called Insults and Laments.
Yeah.
And as I said before, they were either things that have been said to me. Mm-hmm. I did one painting that said on it, "Who will ever love you with a face like that?" And my grandmother used to say that to me all the time. I had acne when I was a teenager, and she said that to me constantly. So of course I made a painting of it. A lot of them from that series, Insults and Laments, I Googled abusive language to women. And what was interesting to me is because I think of myself as generally having been very lucky, very fortunate in my life, not to have been physically abused. As time went on, I realized that many of the phrases that I was painting were familiar to me because they had been said to me. I think it's so inbred in this country at least, to put women down, we start when they're toddlers. We learn these phrases and certain behaviors as we learn to walk. The ones I'm working on now, because I showed all the insults and laments, and what I want to be doing is the opposite of what I did for my show. So now they're all pink, and I'm trying to make them, one is an insult and lament. That was the first one that I did after my show. But all the rest of them, I am trying for positive things to say about women. And let me tell you, they're very, very hard to find. I can't find them. My husband is looking at poetry, and he can't find any. And if you have any positive things to say about women, please send me an email. Whenever I take these tests that are supposed to determine whether you're more visual or more verbal, I land up straight in the middle every single time, no matter what the test is. So it never surprises me how much language has been incorporated in what I do. Apparently, I'm a big talker, which my first grade teacher said on my first report card, Betty would be a much better student if she didn't talk so much. And yes, I made a painting out of it. But I think we've come a long way. I think we have a long way to go. I think the misogyny against women among the collector class is enormous. I think the misogyny against women in museum collections and museum exhibitions is enormous, and a lot of work has to be done on that. I am fortunate to show in galleries that show a majority women. And yes, there are dealers who want to tell you what to do. And I guess if you're lazy, that's a good thing to have, but I'm not lazy, and I prefer my own ideas. And one of the great treats of my life as an artist is to grow an idea. When I went to school, no one expected to be a success. I mean, my heroes were Hans Hofmann and de Kooning, and they struggled financially. They didn't get exposure for years and years and years. They were not young when they finally got recognition. So I didn't expect it, and it wasn't a problem for me. And since I defined myself as an artist, I was an artist. So no, I never thought about giving it up. I also won't work on ideas just to work on ideas. You know, like, it can't be any old thing. I have to believe in it. I'm putting my name on it. I'm putting my time into it. I'm putting my life into it. So I better believe it. Otherwise, I'm just a pretender. And I'm not a pretender. I think I can say that part for sure. When I was censored in Paris in the 70s, it was the way that I stayed sane, is I did censored drawings. And it really helped me stay focused and just basically not get so angry that I'd lose my mind. And I have done it every time I have been censored. I have myself censored the work. The big thing with my career was that everybody put me in a group show, and the paintings never sold. So of course that was the end of those dealers' interest in my work. It's a hard subject in America. It's a very, very difficult subject in terms of marketing. I've done much better in Europe. I didn't become an artist to become a follower. I became an artist to become myself. I've been really determined about that. I'm glad that I have survived so long, that I have lived to see that recognition. And good for me.